MSPN's coverage of NASMARB continues with the coverage of the WofWay500 here from Hyper Speedway. Ricochet, glad to be here with you for today's race, as our competitors will hopefully look to learn from the last time where they were at this track with the Lightspeed 400, learning what either they did well or didn't do well. Something that has been done well, Woodpeckers qualified on the pole in consecutive races. They will lead Group 1. Group 2 is led by Streamer, who's won the last two races, as you see the rest of the groups 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we are going to send it down to the sideline, where John Ball has a report on Streamer's special paint scheme for this week. Take it away, John.
Yeah, Rick, Streamer has been known for their different paint schemes every race, and this week's car is even more special for this team. Streamer's number 26 machine is carrying childhood cancer awareness colors. OB Racing is auctioning off this race used car. The top link in the description will be a link to the auction. All proceeds from this will be donated to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. A really cool opportunity to own a piece of NASMARB history and help out a good cause in the process. Back to you.
All right, John, absolutely a great cause that we will see that very fun black and gold paint scheme on the 26th Streamer as we are underway in Group 1, and the number 1 seed Woodpecker had to go to the final race of the opening group last time out. Not the case here, wins it easily as the 17 of Confetti ends up upside down. Jack Tato comes across the line well behind the 43, so Woodpecker is into the next round. Now it's Confetti and Jack Tato. And off the course goes Confetti, who won't finish a race in this group stage. In fact, didn't even get to the second turn in either one. Let's have a look at the replay. Confetti did not qualify when they were here for the Lightspeed 400 and won't get out of the group round. Oh, man. That looked like it could have been a nasty hit down on the bottom of the course. So Confetti is out, as you see Streamer, Prime, and Winx facing off. Prime has really struggled after having success early on. And coming across the line sideways, it's going to be an advancement for Streamer. Strange start there. Nobody really looked awfully comfortable. The Streamer got turned, and then a lot of movement back and forth, and yeah, literally sideways across the line. Will advance Streamer into the next round. Streamer looking for a third straight Final 3, which would be a NASMARB record. And meanwhile, Prime is not going to advance. Winx is going to advance. Boy, Prime has finished 12th, 13th, and 12th in the last 3 races coming in after winning in the first race of the season. And that will get even worse here today as they are out in the group stage. Sal, Bloodstorm, and Nugget here in Group 3. See that flare car in the middle there. Coming across the line, they were close for a moment. It's going to be Sal to advance. Nugget, very late, gets across the finish line. And the number 2 moving on. You see that replay there. Now it's down to the 86 and the 16. And this one is going to be a pretty comfortable win for Bloodstorm to move on to the next round. Nugget finished 18th. The last time they raced here, that's the worst this season. And it could potentially be an 18th place finish as well, depending on where they run as far as the tiebreakers go on back after the top 12. And for Bloodstorm, a runner-up the last time they ran this course. As we move on to our next grouping, Lemon Drizel and Steve are close. Mozilla far behind, and it's Steve that advances. Nice run there by Steve in the 89 Malbao machine. Been a rough go of it the last few weeks. Looked like a little contact that Drizel had a hard time doing anything with, and then couldn't make a move to get around the 89. So Steve moving on. Let's have a look down here. And yeah, coming across that line, you saw Some contact there to the back end of the 89. Let's have a look. Wow, close one. Looked like less than a half a car length separating those two. And now Drizel will take on Mozilla. And some contact there. Drizel ends up upside down. Mozilla gets around him and is going to finish the race. And advances after getting around the three of Lemon Drizel. Drizel is eliminated here in the group stage as they made contact there going into one. The flip in between 1 and 2. A block attempt by Lemon Drizel, but getting around it is the 66, and Mozilla is moving on. Great move. Let's have one more look at it, how close it was. Drizel, nearly able to completely cut off Mozilla and force a rerun. Fascinating end to Group 4 as we move on to our 5th grouping. Here is Oak. In the middle is Earl. Jeff Marbin on the inside line. And Oak gets pushed across by Marbin. Finishing first is Earl into the next round. So Red Pandas Racing is going to get their 2 lower cars into the next round in pretty convincing fashion. Oak was the other car along with Confetti not to qualify the last time we were here for the Lightspeed 400. Of course, that was the second of 2 consecutive races to start the year that Oak did not qualify on. However, qualifying here, trying to get into the next round, though, something that the 17 could not do. Jeff Marvin's had a hard season, and that is going to continue. As you can see on the backstretch, Marbin trying every which way to find a way around the 48. It doesn't happen, and Oak is moving on. It'll be a top 12 finish for Oak, and another spot in between 13th and 18th for Jeff Marbin. As Quillo, Spitzer, and Murakami will face off. And Quillo with the lead and an easy win. Quillo moving on to the next round. We will not have our first repeat winner in terms of tracks, as Lemon Drizel won this race in the Lightspeed 400 here. Won't do that. Of course, Quillo finished 10th. They're into the next round now, so guarantee the top 12 finish here. And Spitzer's going to get across the line first, and the struggles continue for Bladestar Motorsports. They have really not run that well as of late. And Murakami is eliminated here. 25 of Spitzer, who has started off hot, not running as well recently, but is into the final 12. First to 2 wins, as you see the matchups there. The first one to win 2 is going to advance to our final 6. It will begin with the 1 seed Woodpecker taking on the 66 of Mozilla, who's got quite a bit of experience late in tournaments. Woodpecker trying to advance further and further and pick up more championship points. What a run! And Mozilla trying to do anything they can to pick up speed, end up upside down, but that was well after the 43 had finished. Look at the speed coming off the gate right there by the 43, and a very smooth run, and yeah, almost turned upside down after the 43 had gone across the line. So the outside lane works well. Now again the lead, and off the course goes the 43. I thought it might get a little wild, and it did. Woodpecker had too much speed, could not keep it straight, and ends up off the course and in a one-on-one tiebreak, and there may have been a piece of the car that came off. On that replay, it looked like something might have broken. Let's find out what happens here, and this time the 43, it's again, a lot of speed in that 43 car. But Woodpecker this time keeps it a little bit straighter and at least on the course to advance. So Mozilla going home. Can't tell looking at these replays here with it slowed down a little. Can't tell if there's something wrong with the 43 car, because it looks like there is something that came off of the car down at the bottom of the course. Didn't seem to cause any issues with the speed there. As they're moving on, as Steve and Jack Tato will face off. Steve spins and comes to a halt shy of the finish line. Jack Tato with an easy win to take a 1-0 lead. Let's have a look at the replay. Looked like better speed for Jack Tato the whole way around. And that was the case. And then Steve comes to a sliding halt about a one segment of the course short of the finish line. Switch lanes. Contact, and again, issues for Steve. He spins. He comes across the line backwards, but it's a sweep for Jack Tato to advance to the final 6. Great job by Jack Tato. He has run well at this course before, finished 3rd the last time they raced here. Let's have a look at Streamer and Earl. In this Stage 2 matchup, looking to join the 43 of Woodpecker and the 12 of Jack Tato. You mentioned the special paint scheme. Do we get to see more of it? Streamer wants the answer to be yes, and takes the first portion of this heat. And contact there between the 33 and the 26, spinning both cars around. And just a better job by Streamer there to straighten the car back out and pick up more speed. As John Ball mentioned, that black and gold car is going to get across the line first in honor of the Childhood Cancer Awareness colors, the Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And a good start to today for the 26. Streamer has been the class of the NASMARB field so far and will sweep away Earl to advance to the final 6. And here is Oak and Winks. Contact is made, and Winks is going to come across the line first. Some extra contact at the end. Right there into turn 1. Looked like the 13 just turned the side of the 48 up into the top of the wall, which is then really hard to gain any kind of momentum off of, so not a great start for Oak. But now Oak does the same flips, though, and across the line! Winks does it just like Mozilla did. To knock out Lemon Drizel, Winks is going to knock out the 48 of Oak. They have been consecutive. Wow, look at that. Barely able to stay on the course, and then a great job by Winks to get around that spinning 48 car, spinning like a top on his hood there. Wow, great move by the 13. The final Bladestar Motorsports car in there after struggling in this race. That team has, but they've got somebody in the final 6. Sal and Spitzer now face off. Sal gets out to the lead. They are side by side, back to back. On his tail was Spitzer, but Sal stays straight and takes the heat win. Look at this. That's some impressive driving by both guys. You could see Spitzer was waiting to make a move, waiting for a mistake by Sal, and that mistake didn't happen. And by the time that Spitzer was able to get around to the side, it was too late. Sal had already built enough of a lead and now forces the 25 off the course. Oh boy, that one might have looked a little dirty off the course and out of the car. Holy cow, where is Spitzer? Oh, that was a disaster for the 25. Let's have one more look at it. Was it intentional? Well, it didn't look good. Wow, that is a very aggressive decision made there by the 2 of Sal. Gets it done, though, and into the final 6, and now off the course comes Quillo. Again, aggression. This time Quillo at least stays together. The car doesn't break apart there. That one didn't look as obvious, but from the 86 of Bloodstorm. You saw Sal, it kind of looked like he was trying to get him off the course. That looked like some contact there that just kind of slid the 9 of Quillo right off the course. They'll switch again. Now Bloodstorm comes off the course, and all of a sudden, this has become a wreck fest here in this second round. Wow, I mean, Bloodstorm was almost off the course before you got into the first turn. No contact forced that one. That's just a mistake. And driver error by the 86, a shocking mistake there from Bloodstorm's going to force a third heat. I don't know if you want to be there if you're Quillo. Quillo stays alive and makes a pass and gets the win. Quillo with a nice move and a come-from-behind win to take out the 86. A great job to stay on course and then just made that pass in the turn to take the win and the final 6 spots. As we move on to stage 3, and Woodpecker again. More trouble with the speed being too much. Woodpecker comes out of the course and apart down at the bottom. I mean, so much more speed, but just couldn't control it. It's causing a problem here in this race, or in this tournament for Woodpecker, having too much speed. That might be something that the crew at Dave's Motors, the Red Pandas Racing, they might have to calm that one down a little bit. This time the 43 stays alive, and it evens it up at 1 apiece. The contact kind of forced Jack Tato out of the rhythm they wanted to be in. And then gets sideways, hard contact at the end of the course. As Woodpecker goes back to the outside line, which caused some issues the first time with too much speed. This time staying on the course. Off the course goes Jack Tato. And Woodpecker will take a 2-1 lead. Oh, wow. Big hit for the 12 car of Jack Tato there. They will again switch sides. Back to the inside goes the 43. They both come off the course in vicious, vicious hits. Jack Tato stayed alive. The 43 comes apart in vicious, just absolute violence here on the WofWay500 as both cars go flying off the course. A lot of speed picks up. And this one is going to be over. Woodpecker gets the win 3-1, as again Jack Tato cannot hold on to the course. We'll have another look at it, see what happened. And it just looked like they both went high and hard into the first turn, and there just wasn't enough room for both. And so that play works out to the way of the pole sitter, and now Streamer, the 2 seed, will take on Winks. 26 goes from the outside. Both cars stay in it, and an easy win for Streamer. It's almost become a part of the action here, whether or not you can get through the first turn and still be on the course going into turn 2. It's caused some issues for these drivers in this round. And last round, it's going to cause a lot of issues. Whoa! Big problems for the 26 of Streamer. Let's have a look and see how bad it was. Oh, man. And you can see Streamer all the way down on the back stretch of the course is where the marble ends up. As we even up at 1 apiece, Streamer this time gets it done with a lot of speed. And you can tell this is the same thing we saw with the 43 of Woodpecker. They are the top 2 seeds, and they are blowing people away when they can stay on the course. That's been the problem. Winks moves back to the outside. Streamer to the inside. They're both on the course, and it's going to be Streamer with the win. He'll win it 3-1 and advance to the final 3. So again, Streamer and Woodpecker continue to be the top of the class here at the WofWay500. Here is Quillo and Sal, and they will face off for the final spot in the final 3. Quillo has struggled in recent weeks. Contact with Sal. The pass is made by Quillo to take a 1-0 advantage. In this best of 5, which has gone 4 for each of the first 2 matchups. 3-1 for Woodpecker, 3-1 for Streamer. They both flip. And we will have to do it again. As neither is able to get through the backstretch there after the contact was made. Both flip. We'll go again. And again flipping is Quillo. Meanwhile, Sal gets across the line to even it up. Stayed on the course, but unable to keep the speed, 1, and 2, keep the wheels on the racetrack there. Quillo spins, and now upside down goes Sal, and it's 2-1 Quillo. And another chance for a 3-1 win. If Quillo can get it done, and they will. Quillo wins it and will advance to the final three with a 3-1 win and a chance to win it here at the Hyperspeedway. The Lightspeed 400 was run here. It was Lemon Drizel who won it. Second place went to Bloodstorm, and third place went to Jack Tato. This will be for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Sal in the 2, the 13 of Winks, and the 12 of Jack Tato. Jack Tato and Winks were 18th and 17th. They were the 2 worst qualifiers. And they will battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th, and they're going to finish 4th and 5th. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was Sal that fell off the course. It was. Jack Tato's going to get 4th. Winks will take home 5th, and you can give 6th place to Sal. And so coming up, Woodpecker, Streamer, and Quillo for a championship right after this.
Are you craving more Marvel sports? Come and join the MSW podcast on all your favorite podcasting platforms. Listen to Marvel Guy and Mr. Woff talk about all of the hottest Marvel topics. Come and explore the Marvel Sports Worldwide podcast.
The WofWay500 going to come down to a battle between Woodpecker, the 1 seed, the 2 seed Streamer, and the 6 seed, the number 9 of Quillo. It's the first to 4 wins to take home this week's trophy and be the winner here of the WofWay500. I'm sure our friends there from MSWP, the Marvel Sports Worldwide podcast, happy to see Quillo in the final 3 yet again. And the first win is going to go to Woodpecker, and Quillo will finish a very distant third. So 1-0-0 in favor of the 43. Red Pandas Racing made a conscious effort to try to get their 2 cars that were not locked in into the playoffs. They won this race as a team with Lemon Drizel when it was run as the Lightspeed 400 earlier in the season. Now side by side, Woodpecker takes a 2-0-0 lead, and Streamer ends up off the course and on the ground. Woodpecker 2 wins away from a spot in the playoffs. Wow, what a job to hang on to the rails going through turn 2, stay on the course, and finish it off. Great driving there by Woodpecker. Woodpecker all the way to the inside, has the advantage, flips though, and coming across the line is Quillo to pick up a win. Boy, that was close. Almost across the line, upside down was the 43. In fact, they did come across the line upside down, but at the line, Quillo got the win. To get into the action, Streamer has not won a race yet. Now Streamer's in the lead, and Streamer flips, and I think Woodpecker got him. They did. They take a 3-1-0 lead. And 1 win away from the playoffs now. Oh, that must have been close at the line. It looked close from here. Let's have another look. Nice move made by Woodpecker, and now 1 win away. Here we go, Streamer in the lead. Streamer is going to get the win to stay alive and put himself right now in what would be a tie-break position for second. As a flip from Woodpecker. Came across the line second, though, ahead of Quillo. They made contact there, and Quillo kind of pushed him across the line. From the middle now, a chance for Woodpecker to win it. Woodpecker has the advantage. Flips, though, off the course as he's pushed by Streamer, who gets a second win. Ooh, that one looked very interesting. Let's have another look at it. Upside down, right backside. I don't know about that one, folks. Looked like a helping hand there to get the 43 off the course for good. 3-2-1, Woodpecker, Streamer, Quillo. Here we go. Woodpecker across the line. Gonna get it done for the win at the WofWay500. Woodpecker does it just a couple weeks after being dead last in the standings and left for dead. Red Pandas Racing and Big Dave make a move, focusing on that 43 team, and it pays off in a big way. 49 points to the championship standings and a locked-in position in the playoffs. As they get first, Streamer will finish second. Quillo, Jack Tato, and Winks are the top 5. Then Sal, Bloodstorm, Mozilla, Spitzer, and Earl. All the way back to Neptune and Electro, Neptune and Electro, who failed to qualify. They will pick up 2 points each. Confetti ends up 18th, unable to finish. And there is the updated standings. As you can see, Woodpecker moves all the way up to 6th in the point standing. So it's Streamer by, 23 points. Pretty big lead there over Lemon Drizel. They're both in. Winks right now is 51 points ahead of the cut line. Top 12, remember, make it into the playoffs. They've got 127 points. Cut line is right now 79. Mozilla is up by 48. Quillo's up by 30 points. That's the top 5 in the standings. Then Woodpecker, who is now locked in. Spitzer is 24 points to the good, right at 100 points even. Prime is in 8th place for the number 8 car, and currently they are locked in thanks to their win. Bloodstorm 9th, 12 points ahead of the cut line. Jack Tato is 8 points to the good, 7-point lead for Neptune, and 3 points separating 12th place Electro and 13th and 14th place. Earl and Sal, both 3 points out of the playoffs currently. 5 points back to Oak. 6 points to a 3-way tie between Confetti, Nugget, and Steve. Last 2 in the standings are Jeff Marbin, who is 29 points down. A big dip there between 16th, 17th, 18th, and then 19th. 23 points in between those guys. 3 more points back to Murakami, who runs last. 47 points on the year and 32 points behind the cut line. 5 races in. Some championship contenders definitely being determined. They are Streamer, Lemon Drizel at the top of the leaderboards, and now all of a sudden Woodpecker behind some new engine materials and definitely a new resolve. They have an opportunity to really become a championship contender. We are 5 races through the initial season of NASMARB, and it is anybody's race. But until next time, I'm Ricochet, and thanks for watching MSPN's coverage of NASMARB.